Hey guys, I am Chris Taylor.
And I'm Amber from Sigtryggr cosplay, and today we are back with you guys with The Last Kingdom, episode 7 of season 5. We lost our beautiful son-in-law.
The Bobo Fist.
Bobo Fist.
So Sigtryggr is dead.
Yeah.
He was broken, his pride was hurt. He wanted to prove he was a true Dane, he was not a sellout, and he found Ethelhelm's camp. And he chose not to listen to Stura, who said, well, let's not attack, and he attacked. He listened to his brother, who said the ice was going to hold. It did not. They went and fought, and when they tried to escape, when Edward showed up, they got stuck. Edward showed up to make peace, because he listened to Uthred, but then he saw the fighting, and he was like, well, I need to do
something.
So he arrested Sigtryggr. He did listen to Uthred. He offered peace. He was like, okay, we'll start we'll make peace again if you choose to become Christian. Yeah. And Sigtryggr was like, you know what? No. Stura is heartbroken. She's no longer a queen. She lost everything. She might be pissed at Uthred because Uthred
might resent us.
Yeah, Uthred chose to side with Edward to preserve the peace, and he knows who the real piece of shit is. It's Ethelhelm.
But to be fair though, he tried to save all of them, like his daughter, Sigtryggr, it's too much, Edward. Do not ask that of them. But Edward still decided that he needs to do something.
And Ethelhelm is basically alone with his bodyguard, and his plan is to get Elswyn and get her to the Scots. Sorry. In any case, this is where we are, so let's jump in this episode and see what happens next. Don't forget to subscribe, you guys, if you want to know or see more of these episodes. Check out our Patreon for the full length reactions, and yeah.
And in the meantime, let's go!
I am Uhtred, son of Uhtred.
Ethelhelm has succeeded in starting a war between Saxon and Dane. It's his accent. Oh, don't! No more feels!
Do not forget me on this, your final journey.
Honestly, it sucks that he had to die.
She's the leader now.
Well, yeah, she's no longer queen per se, but she's still their leader.
You lived as a warrior, and you died a king!
And it's a great send-off, too. It's for him.
May we die as you did, with honor in our hearts and laughter in our throats. May you sail safely to Valhalla, to Sigtryggr!
Yeah. It's not as impressive as Ale, but... Well, they're burying him in his boat? I guess it's a new way of doing this. Oh, come on, man. He tried.
He managed. He's still alive. Still.
Brida struck again.
So close. We were so close. Don't die.
If he survives the night, he does so at God's mercy.
We're all here, Pulik. You're with friends. She wants to punish you. She will not rest.
She almost did.
I've tried.
So hard
And he got so far, but in the end, it matters to nothing.
He did promise he was gonna go after her.
Fetch Ethelstan. We'll knit his gut. We'll hunt her down. We'll kill her.
You can't let her live. She keeps doing shit like this.
One-on-one, you and me. Like in the beginning.
It needs to end.
Lady Elfwin, it is you. You are Elfwin of Mercia.
Fuck.
You confuse me for another.
Surely not. I too am of Mercia. I was errand boy to your mother.
Careful.
Grieves for your loss. My lady, are you in trouble?
My grandmother would imprison me in a convent for my own safety.
Then it is well that our paths have crossed, my lady.
You're trusting way too many people too easily.
To protect you.
Tasked by whom?
Someone who cares for you very much.
No. Girl, run.
relatives.
Way too convenient, girl. Come on.
I think. Where is he? Where's Kenneth?
This way, my lady.
No.
She's too naive, girl. The people listen to
She's
this.
still a summer child.
Yes. I pity her so much. She looks so innocent. Oh, fucking hell.
Never trust a handsome man, my lady Uthred. They only want to hump you or rob you.
She has to learn the hard way. It's fucking sad.
We have met before, have we not?
Lady Edith.
This is no business of yours, witch.
Perhaps not of hers. It is most definitely business of mine.
Badass bitch. We hated her in
The
season
Uhtred
1.
will recognize you.
Really?
It is an honor to...
You may keep the silver as reward for finding her.
Leave. Run away.
He was too reasonable. You underestimate how men crumble in the face of absolute
Not this
splendor.
time, girl.
They do
Not this
crumble, but I think
Anyway,
he's got
they're
friends.
not. Our guards are close.
time. I think they're dead.
Yep.
Run.
Shit.
It would be ill-advised to cry out for help.
Oh, only salvation is they need her alive.
Only Elfwin. Not
know.
Edith. Not Elswith.
I know.
How do we resist? We have no weapons, no plan. That is not completely true.
Uhtred.
No, he's not here.
Have come for my life on other occasions.
She's prepared. Sticking with the pointy end.
This is better than nothing, though.
I fear King Edward's eye wanders northwards to Northumbria and to Scotland, and these ambitions are not shared by me.
We are already prepared. So if it is war you wish to avert, you've picked the wrong king to dissuade.
You misunderstand me. I do not come for peace.
What plan are you trying to sell me, Lieutenant?
Wants to back up his
You helped me
grandson.
raise rebellion against the king. We put my grandson on the throne. Elfwid, under my guidance, guarantees no incursions into Scotland.
I have no interest in playing kingmaker in Saxon lands.
We would offer half the profits from the lands of Mercia through a marriage bond to the Lady Elfwin.
He kind of has to do something because
That
he
is
already
a
felt,
tempting offer.
and he already felt threatened, sort of, because of what Edward has been doing. It's kind of like the seed was already there, and he just basically planted it and watered it.
Yeah.
To whom are we to be delivered?
Sit down,
Don't miss.
or I will make you sit down.
Don't miss.
Right in the neck. Right in.
Oh, she went with the fire.
No, come on. Take
Come
the sword.
on.
Stick with the point hand.
She needs to help her. Come on.
Come on, Elswith.
Kill.
Is the destiny of
You are no man.
Well, you die, bitch. You die, bitch.
I'm not men.
And we are not so easy to kill!
Yeah. MVP. There's one left. Come on.
Did you see? I felt like Saint Michael the Archangel when he slew Satan's armies.
Careful. She's so like. She looks crazy.
Yeah.
She's like, hey. Careful. Oh fuck. How easily did he just
Take her horse and go after them.
That was like, okay. But at least they're not dead.
I am returning to Kent.
My love, I would not bring you somewhere that was not safe.
It is not any danger I fear. It is your wrath. We have been both blessed and
She's pregnant.
cursed.
Oh shit.
No,
And he can't just marry her,
I
like
knew
she's
what
not
I did.
important. I mean,
there can be no more bastards.
You can always weather.
I was saying he would not, but I think he's gonna.
Yes, perhaps the taking of Uthred was part of this design. Has he decided that we are to be wed?
I mean, I like her. Before it shows.
I've always believed that, you know, kings can do whatever they want, but in my mind, like, kings had to marry for power and alliances and stuff. I guess he just decided he can do whatever.
So soon, Father. Elfwid, my mother replaced while she lies warm in her grave. God has sent us an unexpected blessing.
He's not gonna like
Son to be
that,
replaced
but...
also. I command you come back here.
Allow him to grieve his mother.
It is true that it's a betrayal.
The king loves you. Talk with him, and you will know it.
His actions speak differently.
What can I do, child?
I need to travel from here. If I journey with a priest, I'm less likely to be questioned or troubled.
Journey to where?
To join my grandfather.
No, no.
Oh no.
They didn't tell him, he doesn't know.
I cannot help.
I know how to find him. I know which man he pays and who to ask.
I urge you to stay.
And I would urge you to pay your debt to my grandfather. He tells me of those who are his men, who owe him favors.
He knows a lot more than I thought.
Kneel before your king.
Come on. You can do it, girl.
I know that it is wise for me to kneel,
Mmm.
but my heart will not allow it.
Jorah, fucking hell. She's doing like her husband.
Sorry. I do not believe you will let Danes live here in peace.
If you will not show loyalty to the king, then you will face the consequence.
Do not do this.
You have done this to humiliate me.
No.
I return to you.
I will not crumble just to be protected.
It's
I will be
about
free.
peace. Fuck off.
And if that freedom is only to face the executioner's blade, then so be it. I shall join my husband.
Lord King, you gave your word on the battlefield that the life would be spared.
Yeah, but fuck.
You and all who follow you are to be exiled from Ephorage. Those who wish to stay live at my behest!
At least they're just exiled.
Jorah! Bring Ronvalder to me, have him kneel, put a sword to his throat if he does not.
Oh my god.
Ronvald will betray you.
Then I shall execute him and find another. And another, and another, until I can turn my back on this wretched town forever.
He's fucking tired of being disrespected. But pride, fucking hell, pride is way too intense.
I understand Shura though.
Yes, but hell, stop it.
It is so headstrong.
You?
Do you really not know?
You? She takes after you?
That's the thing, she takes after him and she's just like him when he was younger. And that was not necessarily a good thing. And Brida's fucking wrecking havoc again.
She has a message for you.
Speak it.
It was to meet at Lloydis.
I know where she is. Lord, do not do this alone. It's a trap.
Of course it is a trap. Either she kills me, or I kill her.
Yeah.
Are we ending this now?
Like it's a trap, like if she wants him to go fight. But she's alone.
Kill her and her death will haunt you.
Yes, but
Instead, you can choose compassion. Take her captive. Make her face those she has wronged. Father, do not kill her.
I will take no pleasure in it. It's just the way things must be.
like what he's saying is true. It's just that
Open the gates!
Brida keeps coming back and killing people. I get the arresting her and bringing her here to face justice though, like that's what he wanted to do with Ethelhelm.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's wise to give her a chance to keep going.
Lord King, I think I'll discuss.
Oh, gosh. It is right here, guys.
And there's a lot of history.
Is it where she buried their child?
Could be. I don't remember the name of the place, it's been too long.
They need to talk. A really long talk.
Like, if they exchange hits and stuff, it's fine. I do agree that they need to talk. It would be sad if he killed her and nothing was resolved.
It's where their house burned down.
Yeah, I thought it was that before.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We're
The
going back to
beginning.
the beginning of everything.
She's always been blaming him for turning his back on this, so yeah, she brings him back here, makes him face it. It's actually really poetic.
You dig your own grave?
Mine. Or yours.
It
I'm
ends today.
prepared. Either way, it ends where it began.
She has asked him to kill her before and he didn't. And she resented him for that.
That's what your
so-
son said.
All she did versus all she was. Oh man, stop it!
If my son could forgive you after what you have done to him, then I must do the same.
No, do it. Do it, you coward.
To kill you would be to kill part of myself. We were bound as one. As there was hope before, there can be hope again.
I can't go back. Everything good we ever had is destroyed.
You can find it again.
There's nothing left. Talking through your eyes.
Now you sound like the girl who had chased through these woods and humped amongst these trees. The girl that I loved. She's there still.
I can't find her.
I will help you.
Oh, come on, give me this. Even if I said I hated Brida, like, this is actually cool.
I do not think, though, that Shura will forgive her.
But still. Oh no, girl, no.
Brida.
You're right, but damn it!
What have you done?
Only what you could not.
Oh, fuck off! You don't know everything!
I'm sorry. Back
What the fuck is this season? The finale. That's what it is. It's the finale. What the fuck? You're right. No. Oh fuck. Oh, this show, man. I said I hated her for 4 seasons, and I fucking cry like this when she dies. What the fuck? We did not hate Brida. We hated her hot temper. That's different. We did not like the fact that she was harsh in her decision, impulsive, that she did not think through before she act. How can you be calm? I'm sorry. I'm not calm. I'm shattered inside. You're crying for both of us. That's enough. Oh man, that's like 3 episodes in a row. What the fuck? No, 4 if you think about it. I will say though, honestly, that would have been a little bit fucked up to go back with her after everything that happened, but they got so long history between these two.
I know.
They used to be kids when they got captured by the Danes. They grew up together, they fell in love. They saw their own family being killed and burned alive in front of their eyes. They fled, they fought for their lives together, they survived.
I will say it's like the best ending possible considering what she did.
Like
because
they forgave each
they
other.
forgave each other, they connected again, and she suffers the consequences of what she did. Because to be fair, like Stuart killing her, it's not like, yeah, it's like we freak out because she just, you know, allowed herself to forgive, and like Uthred wants to move on, and they're connecting, and it happens like that. Like, it's crazy, but Stuart has had a right to revenge here because
she attacked her people. She
was
killed her
wrong,
people.
yeah. So it all comes down to what Brida did, and she suffered the consequences of her actions. So like, I understand And like when Uthred left, I was like, okay, he's gonna go kill her. Like I would have understood if he killed her too. It's just so much better that he forgives her and they get to have this peace. But yeah, it's heartbreaking. Because like we've been saying shit about Brida. Like she's not my favorite character in this show for sure. She's done so many mistakes and she's been pissing me off. But she has been here since episode 1 and we've been with her and so much has happened. And this episode, like, they've been doing a lot with editing, like, this season. They've been, you know, playing with our feels and you know, the editing and the parallels with what happened, what she did. Like, it's like we're seeing what Uthred is pitting against, you know, we were seeing him pitting the memory of Brida versus what she did to his children. So his need for revenge versus his love for her. So it was beautiful how they did this, like how they did this with the music again being really great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes sense, and like to remember Brida as she was when we still cared and when we still loved her, it brought out so many emotions, and it's. So I can't say I did not expect her to die, because I thought, yeah, like you said, like there's no real future where she gets pardoned and nothing bad happens. It's just to have her be, you know, killed in this way. It's shocking and it's not expected, and it's right after they finally reconnect after all this time. Like
with this though, I will say that I'm just glad that she found it peace at the end, because all of her anger, all of her hatred or need for vengeance was because of what happened with her history with Uthred. And by finding peace with him at the end, to just forgive him, that they forgive each other, she's at peace now.
And I think she did what I expected, you know, when I said that she wanted to go to Uthred with the expectation that he would kill her. Because I felt like she said, she had nothing left to live for. She has no army, no daughter, no family.
Yeah.
So she went to Uthred because it needs to be him. So I think she was saying, like, it's either you or me, but deep down, she kind of knew, like, Uthred has always bested her. Like, the only reason why he never really won is because his own emotions get in the way. So she expected, like, if she was to die, she would rather have him kill her, and she needed to die a warrior, you know, death.
What? There's a reason why we said that there's a really thin line between love and hatred.
Well, you know, to hate someone, you need love.
Yeah. Yeah, and you cannot hate so much someone if you did not just love them as much.
Or, I mean, I will say you can hate.
Most of the time.
But to truly hate, love needs to exist at one point. Like, you need to have loved someone who was killed by someone else to hate that person. Or you need to have loved someone who betrayed you to truly hate that person. Like, love is really connected with hatred most of the time. Because you need strong emotions to generate strong emotions.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like with Sigtryggr, like we did see it coming, but we kind of expected Brida to die. Like I said, I think last episode or the one before that Brida was dying this season. Like she had to die because after all she did, there's no way she can be forgiven and move on and have a life. And I said it, I was trying to say it in the episode, because I do that, sorry, but I was saying, like, before Brida, you know, she pleaded with Uhtred, she asked him to kill her, and he couldn't do it, and she resented him for that, because she became a slave after that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the same situation here, where she pleaded with him, like, please kill me and stuff, and I was like, he's gonna have to do it, because he didn't give her that before. And instead he chose, you know, the path. Like, he did so great. For his character to do that, it's amazing. For her character to, you know, laugh and smile at Uthred and connect with him once more, it's amazing. And for sure to be the one to do it makes sense, because it's direct consequence to your actions.
I'm scared though.
But it sucks. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm scared though that Strela is slowly but surely descending in a path of hate and vengeance.
She is, because she is doing what her brother told Uthred not to do, which is follow, you know, she's not forgiven, she's not forgetting, she's making rash decisions based on pride and hurt and love, and like she is doing what Uthred would have done, and it's not necessarily a good thing, because Uthred used to be reckless, and he used to he used to make decisions based on emotion, and it led to a lot of death and a lot of suffering. Like, there's a reason why he is who he is and why he's saying what he's saying now, and it's not weakness to forgive, it's actually I think it takes the most strength.
You need a lot of strength to forgive someone.
And like, again, it's the thing I said with Sigtryggr, where yes, I do respect his death, I do respect his choice in the end, but he did put his people in a situation where, you know, they're kind of fucked because of his choices, because of his pride, and Stura is doing the same thing. Only thinking, you know, oh, eventually if they stay, they'll realize, you know, they're following the wrong king, which I agree. Which being controlled by Sigtryggr's brother is bad. The guy is a turncloak, like he betrays whoever he wants, depending on what he deserves, you know, what he wants at the moment. So her leaving, and you know, yes, people will follow her, but she will have the smallest army. She will present herself as a target, an enemy. She will become the next Brida. She will be the next, and you know, enemy number one.
It depends. She's planning on attacking them in the future.
She plans on having people rally behind her, and eventually in the future she may come back and take over. Like, she is setting herself up to be Brida number 2. She's becoming what she hates. And it's based off of her grief and pride, and I get it, like, it's all human, but it's decisions, like, it's in those moments where I'm like, you truly want to be a leader, that's when you need to put yourself aside and listen to reason. Uthred went through this, he understands this better than herself. And she should have listened to her dad, even if it sounds like she's a sellout. That's how you keep your people alive. That's how you keep the legacy going.
It is true, though, that our own husband decided to keep his faith and to not be a sellout with Edward's offer. It is true that, in a way, to accept to bend the knee and play the allegiance to Edward, she's kind of turning on her own husband.
The difference, though, is that, yes, I guess I get that, but the difference with their two choices is that Sigtryggr's choice of not letting go of his religion, not turning Christian, didn't lead to the exile of his people, you know? That's why I was like, he stayed true to himself, and his death didn't really impact his people, because Edward had already made the decision. It's like, you basically become Christian and I rule over you, or you die and I still rule. So his people were going to have the same faith. It's just that he didn't betray who he was. But Stura's decision to do that led to the exile of the people that follow her. They do have the choice to stay, but they lose the one that they call their queen. So she's kind of abandoning her people, or forcing them to make a decision like, oh, leave the security of Uhtred for her, or betray her and you know, maybe regret it, or, you know, blame themselves for the rest of their lives. It's like, she's kind of forcing them to choose, and it's fucked up because she's not thinking of her people in that moment.
True.
It's the decision behind it, it's the reasoning behind it that's bad. And like, the thing is, great leaders in the past, you know, they don't want to bend the knee, they don't want to let go of their crown because it's their pride and it's la la la. But when it truly matters, when you have lost a battle, when the wise decision is to surrender, it's not a weakness.
To think of what's best for your people. Even though it means that you need to sacrifice a part of yourself or something that is truly important for yourself.
Yes, like, it's not about you.
We're speaking like we're great leaders, but we're not.
Well, we've read a lot, no, we're not, but we've read a lot of stories about, like, we know what happens to people who rebel like this. Like, history is a great example of that, and fiction is also a great example of that. Like, I was speaking about Game of Thrones the other day, and another reaction, and like, I'm gonna bring it back, like, I'm gonna bring again. I'm a fucking weeb, but let's go. So when the Targaryens, it's not a great example of fiction, but when the Targaryens attacked, some people rebelled and they got killed, and when they were defeated, because the other army was greater and they had dragons, they were defeated, they lost what they had, and their family became nothing. Like, they lost their castles, they lost their titles, they died. And, you know, when you had the king in the north chose to bend the knee to Aegon Targaryen, because he was like, okay, you have the dragons, you are definitely going to win, so I'd rather become your ally. Like, I'm going to bend the knee, we'll become allies, I'll be the warden of the north, and my people will follow you, but my people will stay alive, and I'll still be there, my family's alive, I still control the north, It's just that now you have the crown. So it's not about keeping the crown, it's about saving your people. When you've lost a battle and there's nothing to gain from fighting, you make the wise decision. You bend the knee and you survive. Because that's the thing. I love the stories about honor and pride. Like, it makes for great songs, but great songs don't make legacies necessarily. Like, they make people be like, oh yeah, he was a great guy, like he fought till the end, but he died. He could do nothing else. Like, what kind of legacy are you gonna leave behind if you die?
You need to choose your own battles, right?
True.
You need to choose, and you need to fight. You need to choose wisely your battles and to fight the one that matters.
There's a movie that has a quote, like, I don't remember the movie, but
what happens? Maybe I know it.
There's also like there's also something in The Departed that's kind of similar to the quote I want to talk about, but in The Departed, you know, Jack Nicholson says, you know, cops or criminals or rats and stuff, like, when you've got a gun pointed at your head, what's the difference? So being honorable, making the right decision, like, what does it matter when, you know, you're faced with death? You know, everyone is the same in the face of death. It's kind of similar to the quote I kind of want to relate to this, which is like, you want to make a difference, you want to leave something behind, you want to have your family,
you need to be alive,
create the future. You need to be alive for that. Like, what does it matter if you're dead?
Yeah.
So if you're alive, you can change things, you can make a difference, you can have allies, you can make life better for your people. But if you die, you can't do shit. So that's you know, I love, like I said, those stories of people who stood up and they fought till the end. And like Sigtryggr, I liked his death, honorable as shit. I liked it. I think it was fitting for his character. I respect him so much, but he is dead. He can't do anything else. So yes, Jorah, she's grieving, she doesn't want to betray him, but he is dead. You are not. You still have a choice, and you choose this. I can't agree with this because all I see in her future is death. She's not gonna win. She's never gonna have the biggest army. And what is she fighting for? She was given a chance. She was given Everwitch, and now she's lost all of that. For what? For pride.
Pride.
Well, not for her, it's not necessarily pride, but still, like, for
there's a bit of pride in it.
What is it gonna take?
Pride, dignity, honor, belief.
Yes, but what is it gonna bring you? You've lost everything. Pride isn't gonna give you, you know, food to eat, a roof over your head, you know, safety and stuff. Like, it's not gonna give you shit. When you've lost a battle, and the wise choice is to surrender, you surrender. That's how I see it. But it makes for great stories when you don't. I will admit, I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's a bad choice. Aside from that, now we're going back to Bebbanburg, and Elfwin is gonna be forced to marry.
We finally have Bebbanburg back?
Well, we're going there for the marriage, for the wedding.
Speaking of Elswith, damn girl.
Elswith was cool as shit. I can't believe
she got a taste of blood and now she's unstoppable.
It goes to show, you know, how characters can change and grow. Like, we used to hate her.
Yeah, she was a pin in our arse.
She was the worst. And now, like, we're laughing at, you know, her, you know, what she's doing. We're cheering her on.
Because why? Because she calmed down.
She did, and she kind of agreed to work. Like, as soon as she started working with Uthred, we were like, okay.
Now you're good.
Now you're better. But she did amazing. But yeah, it's easy to see that she wasn't used to this, and like the rush of adrenaline went to her head, and she was like, "Ah, fucking hell!" And then Elfwin got captured. I kind of the worst thing about having a year-long break and being in the hospital and shit is that my memory isn't what it used to be when it comes to the storylines we left behind. So there's a lot of little things I forgot. It's coming back to me a lot. But with the Scots, I had forgotten, like, if we ever talked about the fact that he had an alliance with Ethelflaed. I do kind of remember maybe we talked about it before, but when he said it this episode, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, technically she made the treaty to have their army against the other guy that wanted to kill her in the previous season.
The other guy.
the one who had the witch, the seer,
Yeah.
the one who cursed Uhtred.
Mm-hmm.
We needed his army to fight him.
But in any case, it looked like he was looking for an opportunity, which maybe he did, to invade and fight Edward. But if it's not about opportunity, he definitely prepared because he saw what Edward was doing and he kind of lost faith in the treaty. Like, oh, he's not gonna respect that. Like, he kind of prepared, and Ethelhelm kind of brought him the weapons and the tools necessary to truly not only protect himself, but maybe have more than what he already has.
And he's gonna follow through because of greed, once again.
Well, that's why I'm talking about this. It's because in my mind it was greed, but then the way he talked about the situation in this episode, I was like, okay, maybe it's not so much greed. Maybe there's greed in it.
There is greed. It basically told him, if you help me put my grandson on the throne, you're gonna have Mercia's resources and through an alliance, because you're gonna wed Ethelflaed's daughter.
Well, he responded by saying,
if you help me, you're gonna be rich, way more rich than you are right now.
He responded by saying that to him, a king or another doesn't make a difference. So that's when he proposed, like, oh, well, you can wed Elfwin, and have part of Mercia. Elfwin, and part of Mercia's riches.
Yeah.
So if he has something in it, he's gonna fight. Because there's something in it. But at the beginning, it felt like, like I said, greed might be a part of it, but in my mind, it was only greed. Like, he had already prepared to attack, when in fact, it seems like, because I want to correct my view of the thing, like, it looks like he was only reacting to news of Edward betraying his people.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Edward becoming a father once more.
Well, above that, I'm really sad for Uhtred.
Hell's weird. Anyway, too many L's.
His son.
Hell something.
Because it is true that
Hell's weird. There's weird in the end.
Yes, it is weird.
I did not expect him to know as much as he did.
Yeah.
When he started playing the game.
But come on, his grandfather is teaching him.
Yeah.
But it is true that it has been long since his mother has been put to the ground. And
although it was no secret that Edward was not.
It is no secret that his own father betrayed his mother while she was still alive by sleeping with another woman. And
it is an insult to marry.
As soon as his mother is dead, he's wedding another and expecting a baby.
Well, so he's marrying her because she's expecting.
Yeah, that's right.
And he doesn't want another bastard.
So basically, it's like he just didn't really care at all, and he doesn't care about his son because, you babe.
He's kind of starting to sound like his mom a little bit. It's because of his grandfather, I think, and his influence. He put in his head, the idea that, your dad doesn't love your mother, and he's. He's not naming you the Etheling, it's all of that.
Well, who's to say that his father, he technically didn't name him Hethling? Hethlings, yeah, sorry. And who's to say that people will say, well, the new baby is the rightful heir because he's the son of the queen right now.
I understand. It's just that I feel like most of these train of thoughts that he's had in this episode are based off of what his grandfather used to tell him and what he used to promise him, and he made him aware that this wasn't normal, even if he tried to keep him calm. It's like the fact that he knows so much about what his grandfather does and what he can do, and the people he knows, makes me think that indirectly he's turned him against his dad because that's what he wants. He wants Edward out and he wants his grandson in.
Yeah.
So yes, I get the whole.
Now maybe we know who's the third king. You said that the movie was called 5 Kings Must Die.
Yeah, but the babies just got conceived.
Time passed really fast in those series.
Uthred is 60. Or 50, 60, I don't know, but he's not young.
Yeah, but if there's a new baby, we got Athelstan, we got Athelsweird, we got the Elsweird, him, the baby, the Scotland king, so that's 4.
The baby is not gonna be a contender.
He's gonna be on the battlefield.
Uthred can't be 80 in the end. What the fuck? In any case, I get why he's frustrated because I would be too. It's just that I feel like it's again Ethelhelm's control and all those manipulations and everything he's been saying that's leading to this. And as for Edward, I do like his new wife. I think she, you know, as soon as she found out she was pregnant, she kind of didn't want to use it. She wanted to leave. You know, she didn't want to use it to become queen. Like, she doesn't seem driven by need or greed or anything. So, and she gives good advice. Like, she kept him calm when he needed it. So, I like that. And I did say, like, she's no one, so I was surprised that he was going to marry her. I kind of forgot, like, she's not important per se. But at the same time, like, it's not like Edward is looking for an alliance right now. He is king of most of future England, so I guess he can do whatever he wants. It's just that in my mind, I'm like, well, kings can't just marry who they want. Like, they gotta marry for alliances and stuff. So, like, for him to be like, well, let's marry, I'm like, well, go ahead.
Technically, she can bring an alliance from Kent and resources from Kent.
Kent is already... I mean, they don't need Kent. Kent is already a part of the kingdoms. Right?
Yes, sort of.
So I was just a bit surprised because I wasn't expecting him to be like, oh, well, I can do what I want. Let's go. Let's marry. I expected him to be like, now that I'm, you know, a widow, I kind of need to, the next one I marry needs to be for an alliance, kind of like the first time he did. But Edward has already proved that he can marry.
First time he married his queen, she was already part of the Saxon, or the Wessex maybe.
He married for riches.
Yeah, and she got riches from Kent.
Yeah, but that's not why he marries her.
I know.
It's just that Edward has
just a bonus.
Edward has already proved that he doesn't really care about alliances. Like, the first time he married was for love. So there you go. And I mean, it's nice for him. And like I said, like, we don't always agree with Edward, but recently I felt like he listens as much as possible. It's just that the people don't give him a choice. So, yes, again, I still don't necessarily agree with what he offers, but at least he listens and he gives chances. It's just that the people don't want to go along with his choices.
They do not want to cooperate.
So they kind of leave him with no choice, because we said it before with Sigtryggr, we're going to say it again with Edward. When you're the king, you kind of have to make the hard choices.
Set the example.
Yes, and like, you can't appear weak. You can't, you know, you gotta protect your people. You gotta show some strength, you gotta show leadership, you gotta make the decisions. And like, after what happened, he can't just leave after which without anyone, you know, in his stead taking over.
Yeah.
Otherwise he's gonna lose it. And then it's true, the people that died for this will have died for nothing.
For nothing.
Oh, it's so fucked up. But yeah, this season...
Yes, it is.
This season has been crazy so far. The show is crazy, but... this season, that's like 4 episodes in a row where we've lost someone we care about. There's been tears. The cinematography is intense. The music has been great. Like,
the showrunners are out for blood.
I know people have been saying that season 5 is great, and I agree.
Yes, it is great. Great in tears and in blood and in despair.
I kind of want to stop for tonight. Like, we've been watching episodes like back to back today, and I'm like, I can't anymore.
It's too harsh.
Okay.
But yeah, seriously, the showrunners were just out for blood this season.
I do wonder how close to the books is this still? Like, is the show faithful to the books as much as, you know, they should be? Or did they take a lot of liberties? I do wonder, because, I mean, if on top of that they've been faithful to the books, I'm like, this show did it right. And it's funny because, like, the other day, like, I was saying I want to go back to the beginning and watch it. Our mom, which we love, like, we kind of force her to watch shows that we care about. Yeah. Like, when we find a show that we're like, oh, this show's so good, we kind of want to show it to her.
Yeah.
And she's forced to do it because she doesn't like it, but she enjoys the stories. And the other day we were, you know, checking out Netflix and stuff, and she saw the thumbnail for 7 or 5 Kings. I think I said 5 earlier, but I think it's 7 Kings Must Die, right?
I think, yeah.
Anyway, some number of kings must die. She saw the thumbnail for this, and she was like, is that any good? He was like, oh, that's Last Kingdom. And she was like, is that any good? Like, stuff like she kind of wanted to watch it. And we're like, I don't think you're going to enjoy this because she doesn't like the dirty, you know, aspect of some of the TV shows, like bloody, dirty characters and gruesomeness and stuff. Like, she doesn't really enjoy that. Like, she likes the proper things and the proper characters with proper skin and
She
proper
basically
clothes.
just like crime shows.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she's disgusted by the grime, and I was like, I don't think you're gonna enjoy Last Kingdom and stuff, but now I'm like, she was interested, so I might use that to trick her into watching this again. Maybe.
Alright.
I mean, who knows? It's a great show. It's a bit less gruesome, you know, than Vikings was. You know, and appearance-wise, they look prettier in Last Kingdom.
They
I
look
think.
pretty in Viking too.
Not always.
Most of the time.
Ragnar's skin tone was brown and white, like it was mixed, because he had grime all over all the time. He never really looked clean. Whereas in this, that's the Netflix thing. Like with a Netflix TV show, we did say earlier, like the costumes and, you know, the characters, they all look a bit more polished. That's the Hollywood Netflix thing. It's not always a bad thing. It's a difference.
Yeah.
In any
All
case.
right.
So thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see,
Episode 8,
8, 9, and 10?
8, 9, and 10, and the movie.
We're almost over. We're almost done. So if you want to see the next 2 episodes right away, they are on Patreon already. You can check them out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't want the next one, will be on YouTube next week, guys. So stay tuned. We're gonna see you next time.
Bye.